It's still 85 here. Uh, Alex, can we ask you some questions now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How does Rodriguez look, and are you going to be cautious with him in spring training and the first weeks of the season?
Eduardo, you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Eduardo looks good. Physically, he's in a good spot. The most important thing, he's healthy, right? Forget baseball. It was a tough year for him, health wise, and for him to be able to work out and go through his progression and be in the situation he's in, amazing. I'm happy that everything went well. As far as like the usage and all that, obviously, we have to pay attention, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna slow him down. Obviously, the way he reacts is gonna let us know how much we give him, or we have if we have to slow him down. But so far so good. He threw a bullpen yesterday. He threw a bullpen 2 days ago. Yesterday he did pitch and field in practice. Today he did the same thing. He did some cardio work, and so far so good. It's been 2 days that with no issues, and I'm happy for him.
Alex, just to follow that up a little bit, kind of with a guy like that, because of what he went through and because nobody really knows what can happen with the coronavirus and myocarditis and everything, are you being super extra careful? I know you're going forward with everything, but will it be kind of a day-to-day thing with him to see how he feels after a bullpen, after a day off, after he throws live BP? Will it be any different for him in your mind than it would be for any other player?
Not really. I think everybody's in the same boat. He went through the whole process last year, and he got clearance to do everything. And he's been working hard since I want to say October or even before last year, and he's in a good spot. But as always, we're preparing for 162 games. So if it's Eduardo, Garrett, Nate, doesn't matter. We will take care of them. It was a shorter season, so there's a lot of unknown. Actually, a lot of people think that because it was a short season, guys won't be able to go to 100 innings. We don't know. This is the first thing that happened. So these are professional athletes, elite athletes, and to decide that because last year was a short season and you didn't pitch because it was an arm related injury, we decided to go 100 or 110 innings. I don't think it's fair for them. Like I said yesterday, uh, we will get together with the training staff, the doctors, uh, sports science, and obviously with the player, and we will decide what we're going to do with them.
From what you've seen of him over the course of having him for so long now, his maturation and that process, how has he come along in your eyes? And does he have the stuff to be one of those leaders right now, especially with Sale down along with Nate Eovaldi of this pitching staff?
He was the leader in 2019. We saw it. He put a full season together. With all the question marks and bullpen days and all that, it seems like he pitched right after a bullpen day. And, like I told you guys in 19, there's a guy that he can handle the workload. He can go 115, 120 pitches. And he did an outstanding job saving our bullpens in those situations. And at the same time, giving us a chance to win ball games, which is hard to do both. So uh, when he's healthy, when he's right, he's one of the best lefties in the big leagues. His stuff plays at this level, and looking forward to work with him again this season.
Is there any benefit possible from guys being, not necessarily completely shut down, but getting to pitch less and kind of getting to have that lesser workload to maybe rejuvenate a little bit? Is there anything to that?
I mentioned yesterday refreshing, right? Like I felt that way. You know, pitching all the way till October 28th, and then attacking 162 games is not easy. You know, even last year, if you look at the defending world champs last year, uh, Strasburg, he gets hurt. Scherzer wasn't the Scherzer that we usually see. Anibal Sanchez, he wasn't the guy that pitched, in 19. So uh, you can map it out, with less innings in spring training or with a lot of innings in spring training. It's still hard to do. And obviously the way we used the guys in 18 to win a World Series, it was taxing. It wasn't easy. So then, some guys didn't bounce back in 19 the way we wanted them, and we paid the price. But it's been going like that since I don't even remember who was the last team that repeated. I think it was the Yankees. What? 03? No, not even 03. 03 was the Marlins. Not, it's been a while. It's been a while. Let's put it that way. So I think mentally, it helps you. Physically, obviously, it helps you. You start your off-season program a month earlier, and you know it's a situation we don't want to be in, right? We don't want these guys to start their off-season. We want them to start the off-season workouts in December. That those are good news, but it's hard. It's hard, and I think there's a lot of guys here that probably benefited from last year, but until we play it out, we're not gonna know.
I think you said yesterday that 20 pitchers threw bullpens. Is that most of the guys in camp, or are there guys that haven't thrown yet or are off schedule?
No, there were five, nine. There were like 15 bullpens today too. So there's a lot of pitchers here, and the first 2 days were there were a lot of bullpens. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow Eddie throws a live VP if I'm not mistaken, and then day 4 and day 5 will be another heavy day of bullpens. Tomorrow is quote unquote an easy day for them.
Will that be the first time Eddie's facing live batters?
I don't know. No, because like around December on Instagram, he faced probably Miguel Cabrera. I mean, they had this group in Miami that it was actually a good group. Um, I think JD was working out in the same facility down there in Miami. I should get some money because I just, gave them some advertising, right? But no. He faced some guys in Miami, and he's in a good spot. He's in a good spot.
You got to did Martin Perez throw a bullpen today?
He did. Yeah, Martin threw a bullpen today.
And you got to watch him from afar last year. What did you see from him, and sort of how do you see him fitting in this year? And what would you sort of like to see from him?
A guy that competed, in a tough season, he was kind of like the guy for the organization. He competed well. He had some bad ones that I think that changed the complexion of his numbers, right? His ERA. If I'm not mistaken, there was a bad one against Baltimore towards the end. Probably his last one, right? But besides that, he has some good ones. When the velocity is up there, he's really tough to hit. When it's not there, he's a great competitor, and that's what we're looking for. He can give you innings. It's a different look. Looking forward to work with him. We saw him in 19 against us, and he was amazing against that lineup. Good fastball, good cutter, elevating, and trying to make him better. And the cool thing about him, he has a great attitude. He's a great teammate, and I think everybody will benefit of him having. Everybody's going to benefit having him again in the clubhouse.
And did Ryan Brazier show up to camp today yet, or is he still?
Not yet.
Alex, what do you expect from Bonds this year?
From who? Oh, from
Bonds.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
Same thing. He's stuff wise, he's one of the best in the big leagues, and in 18 he was brilliant. In 19 we asked from him a lot, and he was able to bounce back from tough 2 weeks. I think it was Houston Yankees. And we asked from him a lot early in the season. We set up the bullpen the way we did, and it didn't work out. And not because of him. I think it was the structure. And then when we work as a closer, Barnes, he did what he did, and I expect the same thing. I saw him last year. Velocity was a little bit down, but there were a lot of guys around the league that their stuff was a tick off. So full winter, full off season, in a good situation. He threw a bullpen yesterday. He feels good about where he's at, and he's gonna get big outs in the last 30 of the game for us.
Do you have to kind of write off the off years by the players last year?
Actually, I had a conversation with my brother about that yesterday. Like, you know, what's what? Like, is it a bad year or only a bad stretch of games? Or is it a great year or you just got hot? I don't know. I really don't know. I know the talent that the talent that we have here. JD got mad at me because I only bet $1 a few months ago that he's gonna have a better season. Well, I'll raise a bet to $5. He'll have a better season.
Alex, you talked at one point about the slow start in 19 and kind of wanting to do a spring where you maybe push a little bit more and come out of the gate faster. Is that easier or harder to do under these circumstances?
It's gonna be a lot different as far as this season is. If you go back, and it's hard, man. I just explained it 5 minutes ago. It's very hard to ask these guys to push it the same way they did it the previous year after you play all the way till October 28th. And that's the nature of the business, and it's not an excuse, but you have to take care of guys. I mean, I really believe that we got off to a bad start, but it's not because we didn't push it, but at the same time we could have played better, and that's on me. That's on me. It's not on the players. And it's just we have to. It's not about how you play. It's funny because everybody compares 18 and 19 spring training. The difference between 18 and 19, it's like Ivan De Jesus and Rusney Castillo and Tavares. They had great second part of the games, and we won, I don't know, like 19 in a row, but it wasn't because of JD and Mookie. It was because of, JD and Rafi. It was because those guys did an outstanding job. I don't know. I just feel like we're gonna be prepared. It's cool to start off at home too. I think we got 7 games at home. We don't have to go all the way to the West Coast to start the season. That's gonna be a little bit different, of course. And looking forward to have a good start. And I think we're gonna be in a better spot this year than we were in 19.
Getting
Alex.
back to my last question, there were at least 9 All-Stars who hit over under 220 last year, including JD. Can you talk about that fact and how much do you expect JD to improve this year?
Well, to those 9 All-Stars, welcome to my world. It's not easy to hit 220 in the big leagues. So they had a taste last year. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like bad luck. I don't know, a bad stretch of games. I don't know. You should ask him what happened. But in a sport that when somebody gets hot or somebody gets called up and everybody's saying, "Oh, that's a small sample size." Well, it was a small sample size last year. JD can in a month can hit 12, 12 home runs. 30 more games, he hit 12 more home runs. It's 19. He's on pace to 30 home runs. So I'm not making excuses for him, but I see it as a small sample size season. it was a true season. It was a real season. There was a world champs, and it was the LA Dodgers, and there were some playoff teams. The Rays won the division. The Yankees won a wild card. The Jays did too. So it was a real season. But as far as like numbers, it's hard. It's hard. It counted, but it was a small sample season. And I like I said, I bet you $5 JD is going to have a better season than last year.
You would consider 220 a good season for you, right?
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, at that point, the utilities will hit 225 and play good defense. Everybody was happy when I was hitting 400 before Petey got hot. Let's put that on record. I was a starting second baseman the year the laser show came to life. So let's put it there. But at the end, I think I ended up hitting 220. You are who you are, but I bet you JD is a better hitter than me. He let me know that. So, now utility guys, they hit 270 with 20 homers, and they make a lot of money too.
I think during your first press conference back, you said that you wanted spring training to be different, like changing the way that you guys did drills or pushing guys a little bit more. What's that actually going to look like tangibly?
I wish you guys were here, obviously, for obvious reasons. But you have to see it. There's going to be certain fields that are dedicated for defense only. Obviously, with the guidelines, we have to split them up. So, think field 1 and 2. Think about you. Can you see it? In your mind, 1 and 2. Now that you ask, Chris, 1 and 2 is going to be for infielders. Field 1 is going to be only for offense. Field 2 is going to be like a defensive lab. So they're going to have machines. They're going to be doing drills. Everything is going to be defense. Field 3 and 4 is going to be for outfielders. Same thing. One of the fields is going to be only for defense. The other one for offense. And for offense too, they're going to have cameras, and they're going to have Rep Soto, and they're going to have machines. So it's a way to get them up to what I want, and at the same time, with everything that is going on, to keep their mind away from the obstacles. Like I said yesterday, we're lucky to be here. We're lucky to be working, playing this game, and I think we're going to be more efficient as far as the work. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on, which is cool. Going back to the fields, field 5 and 6 are going to be for pitchers and catchers. Now we got a new turf area close to the clubhouse where Jason is using that for catching drills. Carlos can use that for infield drills. In the cage, we took the nets down from one side of the cage, so there you can take ground balls. It's becoming a pretty cool facility. You have to be open-minded. You have to be creative, and we're doing that. And I think that's going to help us to improve and get better.
So you're making defense more of a priority than maybe you did in 19.
100%. 100%. 100%. We have to be better defensively. We have to be better defensively. No doubt about it. That's something that championship teams do. I said we have to be better than 18 defensively, better than 19, better than 20. We have to be better defensively. And this is not about range factor or all that stuff, that people measure, which is very important. But as far as like first steps and angles going towards the ball, I'm going to challenge them to be better. We challenged Rafi in 19, right? After he made that error in Chicago where, he cost us a game. They hit a walk-off home run. The next day, the kid, you could barely talk to him, and we found a routine thanks to Adrian Beltra, and he was pretty good defensively the rest of the season. So we're looking for these guys to improve their defense. Rafi, Xander, Bobby at first base, Michael, Christian. We have to be better defensively. That's the bottom line.
Alex, at least for the first 2 weeks, are you going to add any B games because of the 5 or 7 inning limits?
We're gonna have we're gonna have inter squad games. We have to get the innings in. I think the 7 inning thing is great. You know, the guy that really doesn't like it that much is Bushy, because he has to find ways to get innings in to most of the guys. But it is where we at, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. I don't mind it. You know, sometimes the last 2 innings of spring training used to be sloppy and not too many strikes, and I'm good with the 7 innings. We will play 9 inning games at one point, but it's good in the beginning. I think it helps the umpires too. You know, I remember my first year when I got here, we played 9 innings. It's probably lasted like 4.5 hours, and the guy behind the plate, he has to be there for 9 innings. You're taking the starters out, everybody's out, and the umpire is right there for 9. I don't think it's fair for them either. So it's a good rule. It's a good situation, and we'll do what we have to do during the game, and we're gonna take care of guys, obviously, in simulated games, inter squad games, whenever we have to.
Alex, the last 2 times you managed this team, you knew who the leadoff hitter was going to be coming into February. Like you had already said what the top of your order was going to be. Do you have an idea in mind exactly how you want that to look like?
I got a few ideas. And you know, I think we'll wait till spring training, and then we're gonna try a few things. But I'm pretty sure that, you know, what I'm thinking is gonna work, and it's gonna put us in a good position to add length to his lineup. And you know, we got certain guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark on fastballs. We got guys that can be patient and get on base. I saw what Alex did last year. It was impressive when he, in the beginning, he kind of struggled with the leader spot, but then he was good. But you know, we have some new guys around, and some guys that are looking to bounce back. So we'll decide as a group what we're gonna do. But there's a few ideas that I have in mind that we're gonna try it in spring training.
Anything else for Alex?
We're good. Thank you.